Salutations, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone is doing well. Tonight, I have a pretty awesome see, I'm already doing it. I have a pretty awesome guest. For those of you that might not have social media, this is Stabby Stokes. And for those of you that have Instagram, I'm sure you're already following her. One of the best accounts, in my opinion. Not trying to embarrass you too much there. One of the best Instagram accounts that I follow, and I truly mean that. And so, yeah. Again, hope everybody is having an awesome Saturday. Let me hop into the comments here. So who we got? We got Yonan's Edge, Copperlight Steve, Marcos. Good evening, sir. My homeboy Jason Brown is in the house. Frank, I'm sure you might know Frank, Jedi Scum.
Yep.
We're all in a lot of the same knife groups. We got Jack's Lungs EDC, aka Long Dong Johnson. What's up, Jake? That's my homeboy right there. We got Grumpy Grunt. Hey, Top Dog. And let's see who else we got going on here before we get going. Pocket Metal. Hello, everyone. Shout out to my Pacific Northwest brother. We got the doctor is in the house. Gonzo Reviews. What's going on? And all right, I'm gonna jump forward because hey, Gene and Kayla Johnson. It's the Johnsons. What's going on? Gene, if that's you. Kayla, if that's you. Good evening. All right. We got Sobix is in the house. Holy crap. We got Forrest SLR, Forrest Hanks. Shout out to my brother Forrest Hanks, who is driving home from vacation, apparently. So welcome back to the United States. He's been abroad for a while. But anywho, so what's everybody carrying today? What are you carrying today? That's you carry multiple knives, if I'm not mistaken, as well, right?
I do. And before I came on, I was like, oh, I should put something really awesome in my pocket. And then I was like, what a fucking poser I'm about to be. So then I didn't. I kept it real. And I carry the same knives over and over. This is the Birch Tree Secant.
Nice.
I think it's Riot made, pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah, I carry this one constantly. Somebody modded that, and I can't remember who, changed it up a little bit. And this is the HEA. I carry this knife constantly, and I never really show it. The HEA Designs, I think Hunter, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm terrible at names. I am going to misname everything. Tomorrow in my comments, in my DMs, it's going to be like, you said this, and it was this, and whatever.
I get that stupid stuff I constantly call I'll say lanyard hole instead of lanyard post.
Right.
And people seem to get pissed off about that stuff. It's like the weirdest things that people will call you out on.
Holy shit. One of my friends on Instagram, just right before I came on, he sends me a little DM and he goes, I can't wait to tune in just to see you really embarrass yourself. And I was like, what I call you people friends.
Right.
Anyway, I digress.
So you got those two. I have been carrying. I have the Divo Stout prototype in.
Yes.
And this thing is phenomenal. Processed some cardboard with it earlier today. I've had this in pocket now for I think 4 straight days. I can already tell you I'm going to get one. It's an amazing knife. QSP is the OEM on this, and this has been that. And I carried the Kubi Duroc. I love me some
knife.
Yeah, Kubi's been killing it, man.
Yeah.
Kube. I don't
Yeah.
know. Kube.
And Miguron is. Do you have any Migurons yet?
I have a couple in that I got to check out. I don't own anyone. I got the Centauri in right now,
Yeah.
and I forget their names, but I got the Valona. Is that one of them?
There's a Pagos.
Yeah. Right.
And then there's the one that I got today in the mail, which I can't believe I can't. It has the same sort of grind shape as the Wii Scopio. It's
okay.
Fucking beautiful. I have it here somewhere and I'll grab it out, but I really think I've had 4 or 5 of them so far. Oh, and the Carricks. And they're just like so fun.
Right.
They are fun knives. So, right out of the box.
That's kind of where my collection is heading towards. It's more funner knives.
Yeah.
I have my practical hard use knives if I need them, and that's what I'm going to carry. But yeah, I have been gravitating more towards fun knives.
Right.
It's like I don't really care if they're practical, so to speak. It's like this, at this point, if it's not making me smile, what's the point? So
yes.
But man, the comments, you guys are just rolling. Absolutely rolling. Oh, we got Brant's in the house. What's up, Hinderer Collector? I wonder what you were carrying today. Do you know Hinderer Collector, Brant?
No, all of your followers, I don't feel like I don't really know most of these guys.
Hinderer Collector literally has probably the most extensive Hinderer collection out there.
I would imagine.
Do you have any Hinderers? That's a knife I've never checked out before.
I've had one. I didn't have it very long. It was I did one of the this is how I conduct my weekend business. I quickly get rid of a knife, grab a Hinderer or grab a, something like a Sabenza, and then I immediately sell that to get something.
Right.
It's madness. So
it's a never-ending cycle.
It is. The rush I get out of this is fucking ridiculous. But I've handled just about every knife out there at this point. But Hinderer literally for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know why. When I look at them, I think they're beautiful.
Right.
So
you carry a Sabenza pretty regularly, don't you?
I do not. I had a Sabenza for a very short period of time, and I got it so I could trade up to a Holt haptic, which is what I really wanted.
Gotcha.
I played a whole game.
Right.
And it worked, which is amazing because I cannot afford to own a Holt haptic.
Right.
I'm a fucking librarian, right? We're not at the top of the town pay scale, so to say, Stevie.
I feel you there. Speaking of you being a librarian, that's one of the things that I've loved most about your Instagram stories. Like, I'm sure I know how wacky my local library can be. I can only imagine. So you're being on the East Coast there, you have just as many cast of characters, and
it's coconuts.
Yeah. I love hearing. I know that you have like regulars that come in. I love hearing all that stuff, man.
Yes, and the regulars all have names, know.
Right.
Like underwear guy.
Yeah.
That's he's there every day. That's underwear guy. We all know who we're talking about,
Right.
So
that's awesome.
It's a job. I was a contractor for 32 years. I did painting and historic restoration all around Boston, Beacon Hill, Back Bay. I mean, I'm surrounded by tools. So I've used tools my whole life. Then my body starts breaking down. at around 45, I'm like, I gotta get out of this. So I
Right.
knew by 50 I had to be out of there, Stevie. And I got this, just happened to get this library job in the weirdest way, as the DIY librarian. But then
Okay.
they were like, oh, no, we want you to do the social media. And I was like, I'll do the social media. Sure. Why not? So, I have a fascinating job. This is I call it my retirement job.
Yeah.
And I had no earthly idea, because I am committed to work to the grave, because there doesn't seem to be any other way to do life for me. So I never I had no idea that the library was going to be the craziest place I have ever experienced. It's, for me, as a person who sees everything kind of in a funny way, it's amazing. For other
Oh,
people, they lose their shit. You know,
right.
you cannot be uptight and work at the library.
No,
You got to just,
I'm sure not. But I mean, just the amount of entertainment that it has to bring, though. I mean, it seems really fun. And also, as someone, so I say I hate people, but I really do like people,
yeah,
and
I'm the same.
I like humans are just so crazy being around. So I've worked in the trades my whole life too. I'm a plumber, and one of my favorite things about being a plumber is just all the different people that I've met throughout the day. And little do they know, they become stories for me, later on in life. I process that stuff, and but I'm sure people, when they're at the library, almost feel like they're at home, and so they get even quirkier, right?
Yes.
And so all their little idiosyncrasies start coming out, and
Yes.
just provides nonstop entertainment.
Once the shoes come off for them, it's it's all downhill. I tell you.
Brandon Thrasher in the house. What's up, buddy? Oh man, Javon, brother Javon, how's it going, my man? And Chaz, who likes sharp objects, is in the house. Sorry. Um, do uh people know? Do your coworkers and stuff know how into knives you are?
They 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 do now. I hit it like almost 100% for a couple of years, but when the pandemic hit, and I got really into the really crazy trading and stuff. Um, they know now, because they watch me come in every Monday with 5 boxes to go out.
Yeah.
And they're like, "You making money?" And I'm like, "No. I am losing fucking money every day on this hobby. Are you kidding
Right.
me?" But I got 5 more coming in. So they
Yeah.
think I'm, what they think I'm exactly who I am.
Um and then the other thing I was going to ask, so I think maybe similar to you, like uh my missus and my daughter, they
Yeah.
could give two craps about knives. Like, I try to get them in, and so literally, my hobby is kind of my own thing in this
Yes.
house, so similar to you also.
Yes. They're upstairs eating pizza, ignoring the shit out of me, which
Yeah.
is fabulous, because in reality, I go to work and I come home and I want silence. I am in reality that person. And my wife and daughter, my daughter, she'll go in the other room and not talk to me for days. So, and
Yeah.
my wife just does what she's doing, right? I mean, she's a hairdresser. She's buying eyeliner, and I hate to say stereotypical things, but her likes are much different than mine, right?
Yeah.
And she thinks my knife thing is, if anything, a riot.
Right.
Like, and I gave her. She told me she wanted a knife, so for Christmas I gave her like a little Kaiser with the you know, with the pumpkin, you know, I can't
Oh yeah,
remember.
the sheepdog one. That
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
The orange
And it was,
sheepdog.
you know, and I like presented it to her, you know, after we've been married for, you know, 13, 14 years. And I presented it to her and she was like, oh, you know, she loved it, right? Because it's a Halloween thing. But then she just like threw it in her purse. I haven't seen that thing
Yeah,
since that day.
right. Yeah,
But
no,
I tried.
I've done the same thing. I've given Stacy a knife. I got Zoe. I so want her to start carrying knives. She's just not into it. She's almost 14. The
Yeah.
only knife that's piqued her interest is I got her a mini uh dessert warrior
Oh yeah.
auto.
Yeah.
You know, and so she will actually, like, one of my proudest moments one day when we went out, she said, "Hold on, Dad, I gotta grab my knife." And I was like, yes, finally. But she still doesn't too much. But what's weird for me now is she's told all her friends that I'm a YouTuber. And so now they're like asking me questions and stuff. And now that, you know, I've gone the route of getting stickers and everything, her friends are like,
Absolutely.
can we have a Stevie Wonder Woman sticker? And like her friends got a sticker of mine on her phone case. One of her friends' dads was like, her one of her friends' dad asked them to ask me, is Zoe's dad Stevie Wonder Woman? And I was like, what? Like, he recognized me. You know, I was
That's
like, well, that's,
amazing.
but yeah, other
I
than
think
that,
you're super famous. To me, first of all, where did you come from? Because I feel like you popped up. I sold you a best tech and or something, and then I feel like Lindy Lou might have, or Lindy might have said, "Oh, I heard you met my friend Stevie." Or I can't remember how this happened.
so so I have been collecting knives my whole life. I've literally been into knives my whole life. It wasn't then something kind of similar to a lot of people. It wasn't until you know, really the pandemic started, and now I'm having to work from home and I have
Yeah.
more time on my hands. Um, I started doing more research on YouTube and started paying attention to Facebook groups now of knives. And then I kind of discovered Instagram, and I started seeing people taking pictures of their knives, and I'm like, why didn't I ever think to do that?
It's
And so, I mean,
amazing.
I'm out and about everywhere, and I always have knives on me. So I started just posting a couple random pictures here
Yeah.
and there, and before I knew it, I went from having like 17 followers who were probably like old coworkers and stuff to all of a sudden I had like 400 people following me. I'm like,
Hmm.
what? And then it just kind of kept snowballing and kept snowballing.
Right.
Um, but so before YouTube and before I was even on YouTube, I really just started getting around in all the different Facebook buy sell trade groups. I
Yeah.
think the first time I ran into you, I didn't know Stabby Stokes. I knew Mary Ellen, and I think
Hmm.
it was through the We Civivi buy sell trade.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then definitely from Bears groups,
Yeah.
you know, seeing you in there. And then we did a trade for. I traded you my Ferrum Forge Stinger that you ended up drying with the jade scales that you ended up dying like cranberry
Oh yeah.
for your best tech Tricell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's when I finally actually put two and two together, and I was like, Mary Ellen Stokes, Stabby, oh my God, you're the same person,
That's
you
so
know?
funny.
So,
Because
yeah.
I was originally Blades and Bulldogs for a
Hmm.
really long time. But then a bunch of Bulldog people came on and people were getting confused. And I was like, something funny happened with Tom from Notorious EDC Tom. So Tom is the only who I consider like super famous guy who
Yeah.
talks to me, right? And so I feel like, oh, like I feel so I'm starstruck by Tom, but I
Yeah.
also think he's a riot. Um, oh, where was I going with this whole fucking story? This is why I should never have YouTube.
Here's why I'm not a good host. I don't know where you were going with it. I was just following along. We were talking about your name change
Oh,
and
I
being
said
on
yes.
Instagram.
Because I was offending people or something, you know, like if you mention you're gay in the knife community, like people like just unfollow you left and right. It's fucking ridiculous. So it was kind of I had offended some people by being this human being,
Right.
and you know, I started talking to Tom a little bit around that time because he did a pretty good. He really went out on a limb for Black people, people of color, and the gay community by being like, "Hey, like, stop this shit. There's no time for this shit, right?
There isn't at all.
There's no time for this." So, and anyway, so he and I got talking about trying to not be offensive, and then I was like, you know what? I think I need a name change because people are like really losing interest in me. And he said, yeah, try something a little less, whatever. And then I chose the name Stabby Stokes. And he sends me a DM and he's like, Stabby Stokes, it's going to get you all the negative attention. I was like, whatever. If you hate me, you hate me.
Right. Now, hey, I think it's perfect. I think your name's perfect, but I think that you were probably blowing some people's minds in the the EDC slash knife community, because I think I hope it's trending the right way, but I think kind of early on, probably seeing, for one, a female carrying knives and then someone who's gay carrying it, like, what? My brain can't process that.
So many things.
So, I mean, I hope it's trending in the right way because it's freaking stupid, as all hell. I mean, and I think I mean, I don't want this community to be a good old boys club, right?
No.
You know, like I want everyone to be involved with it. I want to see more women,
Yeah.
into it, and people, like Lindy Lou,
Yeah.
being the knife modders with them blowing up, her being at the forefront. People like Christine from Women Carry Knives.
Yeah.
We recently got what's her name on Petite EDC. I don't know if you're aware of her. She just started a channel. But I think we're starting to see more women get
Definitely.
into
Yes.
even on like Instagram, that's much more prominent. Not so much on YouTube, but on on Instagram we still got like Mandolin
Yeah.
on there. Of course you got Swags, and you have it's too bad that I shouldn't be able to just roll more off, though.
I know. I know.
I mean, honestly.
I know. I have like a little tight circle of women who, I think they're similar to your douche crew.
My douche crew?
Yes,
Yeah.
possibly. So, I have this little crew that we talk every single day, and of women. And we all play sort of different roles. You probably know EDC and stuff, Amy.
Yeah.
So Amy's like a solidly A+ friend of mine, and my friend Sylvia, she oh god, I can't remember her, Figu something, but she makes hanks and all kinds of cool stuff. And then I have another friend who tries to stay under the radar, but she's following everything, so I won't even say her name, but I love her. So there are a bunch of us. And when Lindy came, is it Lindy Lou?
Yeah, Lindy Lou.
Okay. It's funny because I feel like I remember her coming on the scene and then just watching her whole transformation and opening up and talking about her life and just watching what they're doing with knife. I mean, A+ fucking all the props to her, you
Big
know,
time. And she's
big
really put
time.
herself out there, like, and she says she wears her emotions on her sleeves,
Yeah.
and she put herself out there and, was pretty vulnerable with, everything. And it was cool, I think, for her to kind of like just shed that and get it over with.
Yeah.
And now she's kicking ass. And man, knife modders are blowing up like crazy. And I mean, Richie does a lot of stuff too, but she's clearly the one, in my opinion, that's kind of the face of knife modders,
Right.
and is also doing the mods. It's not
Right.
like she's just the one taking the pictures or anything.
Right.
When you watch their live streams, they go live every Tuesday, I think. She goes. We were talking earlier about not wanting to do technical talk, right? They're technical because of all their stuff, and she knows, man, way more about shit than I do. But,
Right.
yeah, no, they're awesome people. I've had little interactions with them, but they're super awesome, and I don't know anyone that's gotten bad work from them, honestly. Like, I know quite a few people now that have gotten stuff modded by them. I'm
Right.
going to be having something done with them eventually when their books open back up. But yeah, she's awesome.
Unbelievable. That's the kind of account I want more of. I want to see. I know it's kind of like, oh, who's the face behind the account? And I understand that people have to do that for, so many different reasons. But sometimes I want to see who the face behind the account is and know who,
Right.
I want to hear someone talk. Like, I just found out that I'm friends with this guy, Nick, and another friend of ours said, have you ever heard his voice? He has this crazy Texas, drawl. And I was like, he does? Like, this blows my friggin' mind. Because I have no idea what his voice would ever sound like, So I want to, in a way, I'm resistant to reels, but in another way, it's like, well, maybe you'll give me a little bit of you in there, because I put my shit out there, and I feel like that's what makes it fun,
Right.
So,
right. And I was nervous about doing that myself early on. I had picture after picture after picture, and then I was like, maybe I should show myself a little bit, and started doing little stories once in a while here, a stupid reel here. And I was like, holy moly. Either people are being way too nice, which I don't think they're going to trash you if they don't like you. People are like responding well to stuff. And that's where eventually I started getting encouraged, like, hey, you should do more of this. Why don't you do a YouTube channel? Do you get that a lot? Do people ask you to start a YouTube channel?
People tell me I should do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, what would I talk about? I feel like I'm good in 1 minute clips. And then you get to know me, and I might become the most annoying fucking person you've ever known in your life, right? That's probably why my wife doesn't mind that I hole myself up quietly in places, because I'm not annoying her. So I don't think I have I feel like you need a little showmanship, and I don't feel like I have that. So,
well, I hear you on there. Well, and see, someone here is already saying, I don't know if you can see the comments. Mary Ellen is extremely funny and has an awesome personality. That's why I follow her.
Oh, Tom is the one who was like, I can't wait to see you make a fucking asshole out of yourself or embarrass yourself. Oh yeah,
but
these are my friends here.
I think I think you'd be surprised how, like you say, you don't have any. What would I talk about? I thought the same thing. Like, what you got, I think you'd be surprised once you just turn the camera on and just start talking to it.
Right.
You'll end up finding I need to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, I have too much to say. And like, holy shit, now I just uploaded a 25-minute video and it's just me rambling. And yes, people like the small quick, but then you find your group of people that they just want to hear you ramble about shit.
Right.
Like that's what blows my mind sometimes. Like, and like people will comment on stuff like halfway through the video or like towards the end where I know they're actually listening.
Right.
And everyone, I myself included, and a lot of people will be like, "Oh man, I'm rambling. I got to stop rambling." Don't. Just I think like the people that I like, one, I don't care what knife they're talking about. I don't care what they're reviewing. I mean, I do. I want their perspective more than anything, though. I want to hear them. I want to hear their thoughts. And
Right.
it's okay if you have side tangents and, so that's where I think a lot of people, if anyone does, I don't have very good advice to give at all. All I can say is from personal experience. If you think you got a little interest in it, just turn the camera on and start talking,
Yeah.
and see where it goes. I think that, again, with all your, I mean, you have for one, an extremely extensive knife collection. So you got, literally, just right there stuff to talk about. And then I'm sure throughout, um, finding things in your collection that so anyway, I think that again, you'd be surprised if you ever did want to start one.
I think
um
you might have hit the nail on the head with I could potentially ramble, right? And so I'm on Zoom meetings all day every day, right? For all kinds of stuff. And then I'm on, regular work meetings. And I've always been super comfortable in front of a camera.
right.
I don't know why, because I'm not comfortable anywhere else in the world, right? But I'm comfortable in front of a camera, and I think I could potentially word vomit too much. And
Yeah.
I do worry, Stevie. I will say I worry about offending people in the community because I'm friends with people who have the complete opposite opinions of the
Sure.
entire world, right? And I love these guys. And then I've got my friends who are, the uber liberal, and I'm uber liberal. I'm a snowflake or whatever you want to call me. I just don't talk about politics that much
Right.
because I fucking can't stand it.
Ugh.
So so that's my opinion of that,
We're the same there.
yeah. So I don't want to like ever be pigeonholed as I don't know that person because I'm not. Like I don't
Sure.
own guns, but I don't care if everybody else I
Right.
don't fucking care.
Right.
I think that like a lot of liberal types like myself kind of get everybody's going to be like, oh, she's got to be against the Second Amendment, and she's a liberal snowflake, and gas prices and all that. I don't want to be that person. I just
No.
want to talk about fucking knives and underwear guy at the library.
Right. Right. Well, and I mean that's all you got to do. The
Yeah,
one thing I would say is when you start overthinking it, that's when all the things you don't want to do will start happening.
right.
When you so
Just talk.
if you don't want to talk about things like that, you probably wouldn't. So if you're just being yourself, it probably won't even come up.
Right.
But Thomas is asking, what's your favorite knife companies? And I know right before we went live, you said, I don't want to talk about Best Tech all night. So, Best Tech is one of your favorites, obviously, right?
I love Best Tech. I will say Bear. I was buying knives from Bear, and my biggest favorite pain in the ass in the world
Buying
I
some
love my
trash
dog.
knives off a bear.
Oh, I love Bear. So he was like, you gotta try a Best Tech. He kept mentioning it, and finally I bought one, and then I bought another, and now I am like, I should represent this company. I really have never once gotten a knife that came out of the box that didn't exceed my expectations.
Yeah.
And I can't say that across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
I'm just now I was never hesitant towards Best Tech. I just there wasn't a lot that interested me until I realized that they're the OEM for a lot of like the boutique brands, the
Yes.
Vero
Yes.
and
Yes.
EMP EDC. They do the thick boy. I'm like, well,
Yep.
maybe I should start. Actually, my first Best Tech was, and I think I could find it here, was the Tricell that I got from you. And I
That
ended up
knife's
having,
fun. Ooh.
well, it blew me away that so I did I know that you had yours all anode. I had it flame anode and then had the bead blasted. But when I
That
when
looks
I got
gorgeous.
this when I got this, why is this knife so ridiculously awesome? And people are like, it's a Best Tech Tricell. And I said, I know, and it's freaking phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
It's so this was my first one. The action on this thing is stupid,
It's
stupid
stupid.
smooth. Like it blew me away
I
how
know.
everyone wants to talk about drop shut and fall shut. I didn't have to do anything to this knife. Like
Oh,
I got it from you, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
I know.
Sure, it's quirky. Best Tech can have some quirky designs, but functionally, it's like, holy crap, this is a really good knife. So that's what really opened up my
Good.
eyes to Best Tech.
Oh, I didn't. Did Best Tech do the nimble?
No, QSP did the nimble.
Oh,
They did
QSP.
Best Tech did the, let's see, I have my knife case right here. They did the thick boy. Where's my thick boy at?
I was just looking
Yeah,
at a thick boy.
they did the thick boy,
Oh, that's beautiful.
which also has, I mean, this cleaver style knife is just boom. Yeah, and then they also do well, that's out in my truck. But they do everything for Vero. And
Yes.
my Axon frame lock is one of my top 3 favorite knives.
Yep.
And that's ridiculous. I've had the Synapse and the Synapse XL. Those are all great knives. And so that's one of the things that I've had conversations with Bear about, that there's some people out there that will trash a company like Best Tech and then praise Vero. And it's like,
Right.
come on, dummies. Maybe there's a different designer going on, but same people that will, again, they'll try not realizing who some of these OEMs are,
Right.
and again, I think that's funny that that happens so much. There are a lot of there's a lot of nitwits, and especially in the buy sell trade groups, man. No
Wow.
offense to any of you,
No
but I mean
offense.
it can be it's silly how finicky and catty and just a lot of presumptions that go on in those buy sell trade groups.
It's mind blowing in there.
Yeah.
You have to have very thick skin. You have to get your business done right, and because there some of the things that go on, and the increase in scamming now has
Yeah.
really gone haywire.
Yeah,
um
it really has. I mean, and that's why I think you're also starting to see more of like these trusted and vetted sites
yes,
already, where
yes,
it's only people that are vouched for that are getting the invites now. Because it's been small, but I've been scammed.
Yeah,
And because I mean, you're trusting strangers, right? Even if they
completely.
say they have vouches, you still never know.
Right.
Um, but yeah, but man, am I addicted to some of those buy sell trade groups. I mean, the Friday weekend posts, and when do you I'm sure Corey Frost,
Yes. Yes.
the Juggernaut. Like, I look forward to those every Sunday, 5:30 to 7:30, depend on when I'm on my phone. His 90 knives that he posts,
Right.
like, I love looking through um
Absolutely.
and just it's like, and I do most of it on the weekends now, and it's mainly Sundays where I'll get up, and it's almost like reading the weekend want ads. I hop on my phone and I just start scrolling through, and I'm like, should I get that one? Should I get? Wait, I wish I would have been on here an hour ago because it's
I
already
know.
gone. And also then it makes me want to. I post stuff and start selling stuff, and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's funny how addicting that can be.
Oh, it's so addicting. And like you said, Sunday's the day, and all day Sunday will be in, Trader Joe's, and I'm like this. Wait, I'm selling a knife right now, and I'll be in the middle of the aisle. I gotta finish this deal right now.
Yeah,
And Sunday night, I'm packing up all my, priority boxes like a crazy person.
right.
It's just, but you know what? More people should have a hobby this fun. Um, like, I cherish it. I'm always like, I gotta get out of this game. This is bullshit. Spending money, uh I'm whatever. It's annoying. The guys are driving me crazy. Everybody's calling me bro. And then I'm like, I'm getting off this shit. And then the
Yeah,
next day I'm like, oh, you got an arcane crawler for sale? I'll take it.
right.
Somebody just mentioned that
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah. Chaz
I
brought that
love
up.
that knife.
He got the that's a Best Tech OEM also.
That is a best tech.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm trying to find my shine some light over here. I have the crawler.
This is the
Or no, not the
crawler.
crawler.
Which one do you have?
I have the Necronaut. So that's the crawler. You got the crawler there.
I have the crawler.
Yeah, yeah, and this is the Necronaut.
That's the Necronaut.
Yeah, yeah, and this thing is glass smooth, man.
This is my kind of design, and I did pre-order the one he's.
The Plexus.
Yes.
So did I.
Oh.
The Isham Arcane.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've been wearing that T-shirt, like in secret.
Yep. I got the Plexus box. I got my where is it? I got my I think we can start showing stuff now. I got my little keychain that it came with, and that knife is I treated myself with that knife. It's like, I got my tax return and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't spend this much money on a knife, but I did. I don't know if they're gonna start showing stuff on it or not yet, but man, it looks amazing.
I am delighted about that knife. And I'm not I don't do drops very often. I don't do a ton of pre-orders. I think I'll do the stout. And I just did the Avant. So I do them occasionally, but not a ton.
Oh.
Not a ton. I'm super patient, which is I have going for me. I can wait a year and get it for $220.
Right. You'll eventually find it on a deal.
Yes, I will get it on a deal.
Uh-huh.
So the Avant, I was a little disappointed in mine. Mine didn't have good action, but I was really excited for that drop. And I'm also excited for this is why I couldn't be a knife reviewer, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Because I was so excited about the event, and then mine kind of bit the dust. And I love that guy, Bearded Gear, and and I only want to say really good things. So again, I think I got just a bum one, and I feel bad saying that, but I definitely want to get in on the stout. That one I've got my eye on, and you've really got, yeah.
One thing in my Avants out in the garage, one thing I'll say about that is they need a cleaning and they need a lubing, big time. And then there's something going on with that detent ramp that they got going on where it's a little gritty. So out of the box, mine was okay, and then it kind of downgraded itself. So I finally just pulled it apart, cleaned it. I found that the pivot head, not the screw, but the pivot head had walked a little bit. So now there was a gap with the pivot and the pivot barrel, which was throwing the action off a little bit.
Yeah.
Once I did that, holy shit, the knife changed completely. So I think maybe a little maintenance on that.
Yeah.
You do, you're not, you're one that does maintenance and has no problem taking apart knives.
No
stuff,
problem. Right? I do it, every weekend.
Right.
I took it apart. I got it, I dyed the scales, got it back together. I was just having a little issue with the lock bar, and it wasn't locking up. It wasn't locking up. And,
have you reached out to them though? I know that they'll probably want to take care of you.
I sold it.
Oh, okay.
I sold it, and the guy who I sold it to is thrilled with it.
Perfect.
So, he really wanted it, and that's what happened to that. But I tried. It was I thought it was a really cool fidgeter.
It is. I love mine, man. It's been I was pleasantly surprised by it. And that was the first knife that I ever pre-ordered. And now I got like 5 on pre-order. That's how crazy I've gone over the last year. But I like that knife.
Yeah.
Thomas, another great question. And sorry, guys, in the comments, I'm trying to pay attention as much as possible. But Thomas, bearings or washers, which do you prefer? I'll say real quick, 2 of my favorite knives are on washers. Most of my knives are on bearings, but I got the Quiet Carry Waypoint, which is running on washers. And no, this is not a fidgety knife, but this is I keep this in my range bag, and it's LC 200N, or I'm sorry, Vanax Super Clean, so it's completely stainless steel, or completely stainless. I love this knife. It's running on washers. And then my TRM Atom is running on washers, and I love my TRM Atom. So I think most of my knives are on bearings, but I wouldn't not buy a knife just because it's on washers.
This has been in my pocket. This is the Neutron. And it's been in my pocket for the past 2 days or so. It's just sort of breaking in a little bit. And I think these knives are fantastic.
They're amazing.
And they're from Massachusetts, so love it. I love it. I get a lot of shit for not buying USA knives.
There's a lot of that.
But I do buy knives in the United States, but I also happen to buy knives everywhere else, but I love this knife on washers. I am mostly a bearing, that's just happens to be what I have mostly. Bear be like, these cheap shit knives from China.
Yeah.
in the comments. You know, this I can go both ways. I have taken knives apart that I thought were on bearings, and I took them apart and I was like, this is washers? This is amazing. Like, if you could make a knife on washers be that fucking smooth, you've won the game. Like, you've won the game.
Right. Now, so the TRM Atom and the TRM Neutron are very similar. I had the Neutron, traded it, and got the Atom. And again, I don't have it. I got my little knife roll here. I thought I had my oh no, I do have it right here. Haha, didn't see it. Yeah, the action on this. So I've had this now for shoot, I don't know, well over a year. And the way it's smoothed out over the I just actually Loctited it, and I think I sunk the screw just a little too much because it's a little stiff on the action. But and the pivots can walk on these, I will say. I you know, that's definitely one thing.
For sure.
My only complaint about them. But yeah, I love this knife, and it's a washer on washers, and it's just
amazing.
I also TRM is an awesome company, and about the whole Chinese versus American, I will always buy an American knife when I can, absolutely. But because I'm a knife collector more than anything, I'm not gonna not buy a knife that's made overseas. It's just not gonna happen. I have room in my collection for those. But definitely over the last, I don't know, I think that's just being the collector in me. I do want to start checking out more US knives. And I'm starting to you know, like Satu Dave introduced me. I don't know if you know Satu Dave on Instagram.
I know the name,
he sent me a box of all US folders. Because that's so he's very similar in he has he's a machinist, so he has an appreciation for knives. He only has US made knives that he keeps in his collection, but he checks out everything. And he doesn't have anything against the Chinese knives. He just, for my own collection, I'm only going to collect US knives. But getting the knives that he sent me, getting a new appreciation for some of the stuff that I hadn't had before, ZT and Southern Grind Company. You know, that's actually, I know Brandon Thrasher just put out a video on the ZT0550. Yeah. That's a knife that we both got to check out from Satu Dave. Like that knife, and that knife is running on washers too, by the way. Sure. That's an amazing knife. And I'm like, holy crap, it's also just done really, really well, and it's an affordable knife. Just some of the newer you know, US knives are just they're spendy, you know.
They're spendy,
that's where something like where you know a TRM Atom or a Neutron comes in, and they're under $200.
Right.
So
and this is so brilliant with the scale options.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, I just was talking to my friend Tim about that today because I don't love. I'm not a huge carbon fiber person. I think I just said that already, but you know, now with the contoured scales and the TerraTough scales and all that, like I'm gonna be hanging on to this one for a long time because I gave my last one to my friend Sal, and like I don't know. Do you give knives away? Like I know.
Yeah, I do. Actually, that's actually a really good segue because tonight I'm actually at some point I'm going to give away a we'll do a little game later. I have a Kaiser LAN to give away to you fine folks in the live stream.
I had that knife. I loved that knife. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know, I do too. It's just it's not getting any pocket time as of late. It's lost in a sea of everything that I have. And now that I'm doing stuff like this, I mean, look, this is a very inexpensive knife. I could sell it for sure,
Yeah.
or I could give it away. And
Give
I
it
like
away.
I like giving away knives. I definitely do. Um, I have to give away a new the Rough Rider Baby B just came out.
Oh my
Just
God.
a tiny little, similar to the uh Angry Watermelon, the tadpole. These are fun little knives. So here is the Rough Rider tadpole,
Oh my God.
and now you have the Rough Rider Baby B, and my good buddy Joe over at Lancelot Leather made these awesome leather slips for him in yellow and black. So you got a nice a little pouch for your baby bee, the little lanyard on there. I'm going to be giving that away too. Shout out to Joe from Lancelot Leather, man. He's awesome. Better than cardboard is his nice little logo there. And then I got a bunch of stickers I'm going to give away too. One of them I just got in Pocket Metal's new sticker. Kind of hard to see because it's a little glossy. A nice Baphomet head, and then also one of my all-time favorites, John from Knife Nerd Reviews, just got some stickers made up, and so that is going to be in there as well. And then I got all sorts of stuff here. I got some Lynch Northwest stickers. I got some Zach Stuff stickers. I got some Grateful Panic stickers. So we'll do here in a little bit. We'll do a giveaway. But I got a nice sticker swag pack. I got the Baby B and the Lancelot leather slip, and again the Kaiser Land here. This is the green micarta um, one. But yeah, this is Kaiser's really killing it lately, man.
Killing
They've
it.
they've again a knife company that I wasn't really interested in, and then just so many started popping up.
Oh
I
my
also
God.
have I recently got Jack's Lungs EDC gifted me the Kaiser Quatch. Like that knife, just like this knife, is just it's an amazing knife, and the sheepdog and
I know.
yeah, Kaiser's they're killing it, man. And those are knives. So I also get a lot of comments of, "Oh, you've gone too far in now." Like I have an Arius now, and I have, like I have some of the 4 or 5 and up $100 knives.
Right.
But again, I still have an appreciation for again the Kubi Duroc here. This is like a $50 knife.
Right.
I have an appreciation for the entire spectrum. Um,
Absolutely.
the entire spectrum of knives. Um, I don't know where I was going with that point either,
It's all
but
right. It's all
yeah.
right. I love
Um,
that baby bee. That's adorable.
yeah. So, and these are really, um, they're like $9 knives. I ordered, like 6 of them from Smoky Mountain Knife Works to give as giveaways. And then, yeah, ordered, all the slips from, Joe as well. And it kind of, I don't know who really started it, but I think it was Big Red EDC. So they call it the tadpole, and he nicknamed it the Angry Watermelon. And then we got Grumpy Grunt who calls it the Grumpy Gherkin. Just the way the green pattern in the G10, and
Absolutely.
they're silly little fun knives, but it kind of started to be like, oh, you got to get an Angry Watermelon. And then Joe, being the awesome dude that he is, was like, well, they need a slip now too. So, came up with these slips. I just got this one actually. The Angry Watermelons are sold out. Marcos, I don't know if you're still in the chat. Earlier this week sent me this one. So I got my first Angry Watermelon finally. And again, they're just fun little knives. And I love anytime I can get something from Lancelot Leather. Where did I just put that? So having a Lancelot Leather pouch with it is awesome.
It's awesome.
Where is speaking of Lancelot leather, and I wanted to bring up, you know, Hawaii Knife and Gear?
Yes.
Andrew over there. So Andrew's making these awesome
Ooh,
koa wood scales for Swiss Army knives.
right.
And for the first time now, I don't know anybody in the chat if you can throw it up there. Now, so he partnered with Lancelot Leather, so you can get a leather slip with Hawaii Knife and Gears logo and the Lancelot Leather's logo on the back. But Andrew's now starting to sell knives, and he's got them on Joe's website. So awesome. If you ever, these are also good gifts. Like I'm going to be getting some, because people can always appreciate a Swiss Army knife, right?
Sure.
And they're
Sure.
nice, and I mean, not threatening at all, even with all the
Absolutely.
gadgets on here that can slice you to pieces. People are like, oh, it's a Swiss Army knife, you know. So yeah, I'm actually going to be getting some more from him to give away. But I mean, even
That's
as is, so we were talking a little bit earlier about giving knives. I've given Swiss Army knives away over the years to I don't know
yeah.
how many people.
Yeah. I've sometimes I just can't. I'll get a Kaiser like that, say a $50 Kaiser, $60 Kaiser. It has incredible action. It blows my mind. And then I'm like, all right, you know who would really like this? You know, and or because I can't be bothered with going through the whole selling,
Yeah,
the whole selling thing. And, sometimes you just want to give a knife to somebody, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
I got a coworker in mind who's been like kind of like, looking at my knives, like, and she's, hey, if you ever get me in the Christmas grab, I wouldn't mind a knife. So I'm like, one day I'm gonna go through here and see what I can, just give to her. Something not too threatening, like you said, and but I let her borrow a few of my knives to do some children's crafts, cutting
Uh-huh.
cardboard and stuff. And I like gave her the fucking power of Xena or something when she I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it, but how some people are like, "Oh my god, that's a big knife." And other people are like, let me check that out." So I feel like I've given her this knife gift. Now I need to give her a knife,
Right. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
And now watch them start going down the rabbit hole, right?
Oh, the old rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There's
Um,
Tim Z. Oh my god. Tim Z. Do you know Tim Z? He's the
I
best
don't.
guy, and he did a prank on April Fools, which may have been yesterday or the day
Yep.
before.
No,
And
yesterday.
he wrote that he was like, did this, this whole thing. He was leaving Instagram and blah, blah, blah. I gotta, focus on my life, whatever. And I completely fucking believed him. And I loved him, right? And I was sitting out on my front porch like a pathetic old dog, like, man, I can't believe Tim Z is leaving Instagram. And I was like having this fucking moment about it. So I was like, Tim,
Oh,
here's my phone number.
that's funny.
I know.
Real quick, I'm gonna share my screen talking about April Fool's Day. I rarely pull anything off, and yesterday I posted this picture with the tip snapped off of the Divo stout. Was like, whoops.
I saw
expecting
that
people
picture.
expecting people to think that it was a lame attempt at a April Fool's joke. I got flooded with some people clearly got it and were in on it, but I got so many messages from people going, "Oh my god, I can't believe you did that. What were you doing? Were you prying with it?" And Kevin the whole time was in on it. He knew that I was going to do this. But yeah, I was finally like I finally pulled off a
Dude,
somewhat successful April Fool's Day prank.
I looked at that knife like 3 times. And I'm right till this minute, I'm just finding this out. I will fucking fall for anything. I will fall
That's
for anything.
hilarious.
I
So
had no idea.
I had to post the original picture today just to tell people that it wasn't. So I'm also doing something real quick. I'm trying to get Divo knives as much publicity as possible. So yesterday I tagged Ariana Grande in a
I saw
Divo
that
knife,
too.
and now today I'm tagging Jason Momoa. I'm just trying to see, if these people will actually respond. Fat chance, but yeah.
So here's what my brain did with your posts. First of all, I totally believe that you snapped the tip off that knife. And I was like, that sucks, right? And I looked at the picture like 45 times. Then I noticed that you tagged Ariana Grande. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, he must know her. And then you tagged Jason Momoa today, and I was like, well, I know he's like a knife guy, so he must know him too.
Oh yeah, my buddy Jason. I'm friends with Aquaman.
In my mind, you I thought you worked in Hollywood for some reason. Do you? Wait, so when you told me you were a plumber, I was like, is he like a plumber on sets? I have no idea where my ideas come from or
Plumber to the stars.
yes.
No, I'm just a dummy from Western Washington that doesn't mind trying to make it a fool out of himself every once in a while. Hey, Frank. So speaking of the toenail clipper, boom. Are you into any slip joints? Any the modern traditional knives? So
Not
this is
really. I mean, I love them.
yeah, this thing I'm going to bigify myself real quick here. Um so you guys can see. So Pocket Metal and I went on a Pacific Northwest meetup a couple weeks ago. We were out to lunch, him and his wife and I, and he pulled out the toenail clipper and handed it to me, and I fell in love with this knife.
It's
It's an
beautiful.
ebony wood. I don't know anything. So Pocket Metal. After becoming friends with Pocket Metal, I'm really starting to get more into slip joints and more traditional pocket knives. Realizing the absolute beauty and craftsmanship that goes into these things. But I don't know enough about them. I'm kind of speaking out of turn on these, but I was lucky enough to get in on these. The GEC drops go the Great Eastern Cutlery, made in Pennsylvania, by the way.
Yeah,
These things are just as hot as any Spyderco Sprint Run or anything. These things sell out quick. And
I
so I
would
was very
imagine.
lucky to have got in on this. But so Frank, look and lust, my brother.
That is
But
beautiful.
this is a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous knife. And I'm going to actually be talking to Joe from Lancelot Leather, and I will probably send him this so he can fit it for a leather slip because as there's part of me, I don't know how you are with your knives. Some knives, even the more expensive ones, I kind of want them to get scarred up and be beat up. Like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I
And
know.
part of me would love to see this knife literally like become, because I'm gonna carry this knife. Legit, I'm
Right.
gonna carry this knife. And I wouldn't mind seeing it start and get scuffed up, but I'm also like, I can use my knives and take care of my knives too. So now with getting a leather slip like this for one of these guys, I think I'm all about it. But
Oh,
this is another rabbit hole that I don't know if I'm financially ready for
they
because
you're
there's a lot of
scaring me.
There's a lot of good, very affordable, slip joints, traditional knives out there. And then there's some that get pretty damn spendy as well, So
Mhm.
I think that this one was wasn't too bad. But I think it was $150,
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, that's again, Pocket Metal. You are still here. Shout out to Pocket Metal. He's full on. It's not that I mean I had like a buck 110. I think was like one of the very first knives I ever had.
Yep.
I had or not the 110. I had a slip joint buck. And I've had different slip joints throughout the years, but then took off into just regular folding knives as my
Yep.
and didn't ever think too much about them. And I'm like, why would I want a slip joint knife? And then again, meeting Pocket Metal and meeting up with him, and that guy carries like 18 to 26 knives on him at all times.
Oh my God.
Meeting up with him, he literally and brought a lot of them with him. Just started pulling out one awesome slip joint after another, and I'm like, these are amazing. Like I never, they were underappreciated by me. So it's because of Pocket Metal that I got a whole new appreciation for the traditionals.
I'm terrified to go down that rabbit hole because I look at them all the time. I think they're absolutely some of the most beautiful knives out there are slip joints. And I'm like, oh God, don't even dip your toe.
Yeah, it's
into
right.
shit.
And I'm very much I'm also like, if I start getting, I don't buy copper things because I know if I get something with a copper scale, well, now I'm going to need a copper flashlight. Now I'm going to need a copper pen, and I'm going to need a copper coin. And the Sega High, or as Pocket Metal calls it, the Sigourney Weaver pattern.
Right? Because who can say that word?
Yeah. They're beautiful, but I don't want to get one because now I know, all the urban EDC drops that happen. Now I'm gonna have to get a Lynch Northwest All Access pry bar, and I'm gonna have to get, a Pina, and I'm gonna have to, it's just like, so I pumped the brakes on a lot of that stuff, but
I hear you.
But I did dip my toe into the slip joint, the traditional pocket knives now, and but I am on so what's keeping me honest right now is my buddy Snuz, who's just started embarking. If you're not aware of who Snuz is, channel on YouTube. He's also on Instagram. Awesome dude. I'm going to Blade Show with him in June. Me, him, another buddy, Mattisfaction, and another buddy, Cue Ball. We're all road tripping. But me and Snuz made a pact of no more knives until Blade Show. Let's save our money and let's have good money for Blade Show. So, but here's my out. I might not buy new knives. I have current knives that I can sell and I can trade for knives. So that's kind of been my out. But this is what we both broke that rule though, by the way. And bought the toenail clipper. But yeah, so for some of you that don't know in the chat, our buddy Snuz, he's backpacking right now. He left his house in Arizona and he is hiking the the PCT trail, and it's just going to be him on the road for the next couple months, just hiking. He's a crazy son of a bitch.
I can't even imagine.
Yep.
I am such a city person that when people do these things, I am just completely blown away at their abilities and their stamina and their will. I'm that's incredible. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a spoiled city person, and that's, I feel sometimes guilty about the whole knife thing because I'm like, I live in a city. I don't bushcraft. I don't even grow fucking basil. Like I don't don't. And I feel like, people who collect knives should be a little bit more
Well, there's the use your shit crowd, right?
the use your shit crowd and of
Yeah,
the earth crowd, right? And
right.
living off the land. And I'm here like, you know, a city person. I've lived in apartments my whole life. The train's right across the street, so my shit days are over. When I was a contractor, I would go through knives weekly and just talk about breaking tips off of knives. I was
Uh-huh.
doing everything. You have every tool in your pocket,
Right.
but the minute your knife comes out, it becomes a 10-in-1 tool on a job site. So I would just buy knives and throw them away, or just crazy. So the fact that now I'm hoarding these high-end knives, I'm not sure what it's about. They went from being such tools to
Yeah.
the friggin' Wizard of Oz here.
Right.
But I've been a collector my entire life,
Yeah.
and it's a bit of a sickness, but gotta keep it in check. There's
Right.
only so many Godzilla figures you can have in your house, and comic books, and doorknobs, and you
Oh,
name it, I collect it. You
is
know?
that one of the things? So I know a doorknob collector also.
Yes.
Who so not just so it's doorknobs and drawer knobs. That's
Yep.
one of the things that so every Sunday they love to go out antiquing, and that's what they're always looking for.
Right.
um and like I talked to her and she's like, oh my god, there was a barn sale going, like a barn estate sale, and she
Yeah.
went out into the old barn in the back acreage, and she's like, I got all these awesome doorknobs. And
Oh, it's
um
amazing.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. It's a
I
thing.
but I'm that way too. I've always I'm a collector of things, whether it's and I don't have a lot of them displayed here. I collect the Funko Pops.
Oh
I've
yeah.
collected comic books my whole life.
Yep.
I got a million figures. I mean, I still have it on my desk, my little Orko character there. Um but yeah, so and when I collect things, I really collect things. It's like I will go overboard.
I
So
know, me
yeah, I
too.
have more knives than I need, you know. But in again, I've also gone down the flashlight hole. I got too many flashlights. I got too many pens.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I I'm I've spent ridiculous money over my life collecting those things. And now
Me
as an
too.
adult, it's like I still, I've posted some pictures here and there going, I'm 43 years old and it's just like I'm 13 playing with knives and action figures. Not much has changed. I'm still just a little boy at heart. And again, I've always, from a young age, I've had knives, and it wasn't until a few years ago. Like I remember, it's just it was probably 4-ish years ago. I bought my first knife over $100. This question came up earlier. What's the most expensive knife you've ever bought? It wasn't until about 4 years ago that I spent more than $100 on a knife, and I was like, I
Hmm.
can't fathom the fact I'm going to spend $100 on a knife, and it's still one of my most. It might have been a few more years ago than that, but I got a Spyderco Manix 2. I didn't even know. I had heard of Spyderco, but I didn't really know much about Spyderco. I
Right.
just saw I was looking for knives, and this one popped. I think it might have just come out or something. So I was like, "Oh, that looks like a cool big one," and I got this one. Um, and now again, and I'm not saying this to brag or anything. Yeah, I've spent $500 on a knife. you know, which is ridiculous. You
So
don't need to
stupid.
spend. It doesn't. So someone has said, "Is it worth it?" Um, Probably not.
No,
But I'm at a point in my life, luckily, where look, I'm not saying material possessions are what make me happy, but there's something really cool that I
yeah,
think that I find in having a knife like that.
I
And
know.
but again, I will also go back to something like the Kubi Durak also brings me a lot of joy. So I don't need to have a $500 knife, but
Right.
then I'm also with some of my I'm guilty of I gotta flex every once in a while too with other people that I'm friends with that collect stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to be a one upper, but if I'm just being honest, sometimes I'm like, oh man, it's kind of the keeping up with the Joneses type thing.
I know.
I'm totally guilty of that sometimes.
I am too. I am too. And then oftentimes I'll get the knife and I'll be like, no, this wasn't what I wanted. you know.
Right,
I did just recently get a Trevor Burger.
I saw
This is
that.
this knife
What's up, Kevin?
I traded for. Did I trade for this? Oh, I sold something and got this here. This is absolutely beautiful. So this is probably one of my most high-end knives, and it's fabulous. It really is fabulous. But here I am carrying the little HEA,
Right.
so I I struggle with the whole money issue because I have money spending guilt. I'm one of those people who, I buy something and then I think, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, yeah, I got to put my kid through
Oh,
college.
I definitely I got that same thing. I feel guilty every once in a while. In fact,
Yeah,
I kind of made a joke. Zoe had to get braces last year, and
yeah.
that's the first time I missed I was going to try to get in on an Arius drop. Like, but Zoe had to get braces, so I had to put down payment on braces. I'm like, freaking kids getting in way of my knife
Damn it.
collecting, you know?
Those
Um,
goddamn braces were like, have we paid like $6,000 for those things?
right, right.
And now she doesn't wear a retainer.
Oh man, yeah, I that's she. I'm gonna have that same struggle here soon. She gets them off in like 4 months, but she's got to have the retainer. I said I'm not throwing away this. I think with health or my lack of health care, it was like $8,000 for these braces. Like you are going to wear that retainer every day. You better have the most perfect teeth. I got jacked up teeth. I didn't have good health care as a kid. Like I paid for your teeth. You better take pristine care of them.
She's not gonna fucking wear that. I was promised. She promised she would wear that retainer every day for the rest of her life. And I see it just sitting lonely by itself. And it's
Oh,
so
that's funny. Hey, JN, so the juggling ninja is in the house. Nuz has a little buddy he has on his channel, Stooge. Everyone's wondering how Stooge is holding up. This complete insight if you don't know Snuz's
no
channel.
idea.
Little Stooge is en route to myself. I'm going to be Stooge sitting while Nuz is on sabbatical, and I will deliver him back up when we meet up for Blade Show. But have you ever gone to Blade Show? Being on the East Coast, it's not too far from you, right?
No.
Uh,
I have an inherent fear of travel.
Um, Speaking of falling for stuff, you actually got me for a second last year when Blade Show West was going on. You did like you did your story about meeting Nick Shabazz or something, and I was like, did she really go to California for Blade Show? Like, I actually fell for that, ironically. So
Oh my God.
that was a funny one.
That was a good one. I was on fire that day.
Yeah,
There's something I'm a morning person, right? And if I can get a good story out in the morning, I coast on that all day long.
right.
Right at 5 minutes of 9 as I'm heading into work is when I do my best work. And then it all goes downhill. But no, even Nick Shabazz, who I don't know at all, someone told him to watch it, and he sent me a DM, and I became again starstruck by.
That's awesome. I would be totally.
I
I got
screenshotted it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. He liked one of my I tagged him in something one time just to see if I would get his attention, and he liked my post, and I was like, "Oh my god, Nick Shabazz liked my post."
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, that's funny though. That one was that was a good one.
That was a good one. I was on it that day. I'm gonna give myself credit for that one. Oh man. No, I don't go to the shows. I am terrified of traveling. I don't go anywhere. It's something I've had my entire life. I've been to the West Coast like 10 times or so, but I got a thing.
Yeah.
I just got a lefty EDC.
That's Kevin. That's Mr. Divo Stout himself there.
That's right.
Yep.
We love the Divo Stout.
Yeah. It's great. So if I'm sure it's already been announced in the chat. April 9th is when the Divo Stout is going on pre-order, and I think they're going to have about a 400 or so total between they're doing. So this is the prototype. It's in carbon fiber. They're not going to have this carbon fiber available. They're going to do a well, I'll just bring it up actually. But they are going to do a 2 variants. Oh, look at that. It auto-populated. All right. I'll share my screen for the people that aren't in the know. All right. Share. So you guys can go to divoknives.com, and they're going to have these 4 available. So you're going to have a black washed black micarta. You're going to have the stone washed with bead blasted bolsters and black micarta, which that's the one I'm getting.
That's mine. Yep.
And then you're going to have the black washed copper infused carbon fiber. And then again, the stone washed with bead blasted bolsters. So black washed and stone washed bead blasted variants of these 2 there. So maybe if I'm feeling froggy, I might go for the copper infused just because I'm definitely getting this one. Definitely getting this one. But April 9th. And again, yes, it's an expensive knife, but considering what's out there, I think appropriately priced. So starting at $269, and then the black or the copper carbon fiber $279. I mean, the Avant was $300.
Yeah.
And I think with what you're getting 20 CV. You're getting a bolster lock as opposed to a liner lock. You're getting carbon fiber and micarta. I just think personally, whether Kevin was here or not, or if I was friends with Kevin or not, I would be getting this knife. This knife speaks to me. And I think that they did a really, really good job on it. So
I'm actually worried on that selling out before I get it. So I'm like kind of chomping at the bit for that one.
Yeah.
I'm worried because I want the same one you want. Then you should put up the copper carbon fiber, and I was like, that looks kind of cool.
Deuces wild. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night, buddy. All right, so let's see what's going on in the chat here. Sorry guys, we've just been yucking it up. Took a long break from work to get my talking about the drops probably.
Yeah, Rocky's an awesome dude. Love Rocky.
That is oh, should have had Sizzle for, yeah, I wish I could have made easy payments on that. I
Oh,
think
Sizzle.
that's one of the things about the drops is they always happen during the workday, right? So it's like I
Yep,
have to set reminders to myself and kind of plan my day around it. Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, I totally get that. Um, hey, it's a Johnson sabbatical sundered, like something Pocket Metal would do. I missed something. What's going on, guys? I'm clueless here. Uh yes, I will keep my eye on little Stooge Ninja. So JN, the juggling ninja, he makes these awesome he's not on social media at all. He just hangs out here with us schlubs in YouTube land. But he makes these worry blocks out of sage wood. Just kind of a you know, I've turned into a fidgeter, and
Yep.
this is something, you can't always have have a knife on you to, be flicking back and forth. And so I got one of these from Ninja, and I found actually, so I have carpal tunnel also, from years of turning wrenches and whatnot. And I find that, when my hands start going numb, just having something to grip around really helps out. He also makes, he calls them the fastball. So he hand carves all these and puts textures in them out of sage wood. And yeah, so Ninja's just a great guy. But, again, shout out to JN. He also sent me some very yummy cookies. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else is going on? Thomas, you've been asking all the questions. Thoughts on driving while handling playing with knives. So the best, one of the best to do that. Shout out to Javon, if you're still around. Oh, he is right there. There's Javon. That's all Javon does. He drives and flicks knives and records himself doing it. So I do it all day, man. I have a lot of road time. And I'm
Yep.
always flicking with a knife. I'm impressed by you because you drive a stick shift, right?
I've always driven a stick shift, and it just died after 21 years. This most
Oh,
recent truck of mine, and now I have an automatic,
okay.
and I don't know what to do. I am usually so busy while driving, and now
Uh-huh.
I'm in this automatic, and I'm like, man, this is the life. I feel like
Right.
I've graduated to the lap of luxury. Right. Meanwhile, nothing in the truck works whatsoever, other than it's an automatic.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I've always I mean, I live 5 miles outside of Boston. You do not drive anywhere quickly, and you sit in traffic everywhere, including in my own, I live in traffic.
Yeah.
So I always have a knife for sure. And I have like a dash mount for my phone. So whatever, I spend 90% of my time sitting. And I actually only live like 5 or 6 miles from the library I work at, but it
Okay.
takes me forever to get there, it can be an hour sometimes. So yeah,
Um,
I flick and play in the car all the time. Why not?
right. I have been, so I drive a truck and I'm up above people more. So
Me
that I don't
too.
think
Yeah.
they notice as much. But I've definitely like I've had people as I'm in traffic, just sitting there. Like I'll be on the phone. I do a lot as I travel. I'm in Seattle, north of Seattle, but I have all sorts of Seattle traffic here, so I'm always stuck in traffic too.
Yeah.
And I'll be on the road and I'll be like on a conference call for work and I have it on mute, and I'll, getting bored sitting there flicking with my knife, just kind of spacing off in traffic sometimes. And I'll look over and see someone, someone will look at me. Um I had a really quick complete side story. So the other day, in traffic again, sun's finally starting to come out around here. Everybody's got their windows down as we're crawling through traffic, and I got the radio going, and I've been stuck. Traffic will make you tired, and I let out a big yawn.
Yeah.
And as I'm yawning, I turn and I'm mid yawn right when the woman next to me looks over. She didn't know I'm yawning. She just looks over and sees a guy with his mouth open staring. And she was like, got over. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I was just yawning. And she
just a bodily function.
But I realized as she's going away, I'm like, yeah, she looked over and just saw some weirdo staring at her with my mouth open. I was like, oh God.
One of your finest moments.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I love awkward road encounters though.
Yeah, I look down at people too, and I'm always like, oh, maybe I shouldn't play with a knife. I think that. But when I look down at what the fuck they're doing, I'm like, you're eating fries, you're talking on your phone, and like you got your laptop out, It's
Right.
like, geez, I feel like I'm the safest one on the road. It's crazy, especially and when I'm on my motorcycle,
Oh, that's right. You drive a motorcycle too.
Oh yeah.
You ride a motorcycle.
I love my motorcycle. Yeah, I do. I've ridden a bike for years. I've always ridden something, right? A scooter, a bike, a mini bike, or whatever. But for my 50th birthday, I was supposed to get LASIK surgery because my vision is an atrocity.
I feel
atrocity. Okay. So I went in and I, spent 4 hours in there ready to commit, $5,000 to this LASIK surgery. And at the end of my appointment, they tell me that they can't do it because I have cataracts. And I'm like, well, fuck you. Right. On my 50th birthday, you're telling me basically I have an old person's illness coming on and they can't do this surgery. So my wife was like, go buy a new fucking motorcycle. And I was
there
like,
you go.
This is why I love her so much. So I went and bought what I have now, which is the most fun Honda 500 that I love wind and I love air and I love to jump out of airplanes and I'm not, she doesn't really want me to anymore. So the bike satisfies this urge, this wind urge,
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, good nighty night, Chaz. Talk to you soon, buddy. Have a good one. Yeah, motorcycles are something that I witnessed a horrible motorcycle accident when I was a kid. Like we were walking down the road, saw it was horrible.
Awful.
And just ever since then, I can't get myself I'm scared of getting on a bike.
Yeah.
And so I've ridden on the back of one a couple times, but I've never actually driven a motorcycle at all.
Yeah.
And
I'm you know what? It's probably the smartest decision you'll make in your life. I will never say I make good choices.
Yeah.
But I fucking love it. And we're super morbid. I live in a very morbid household. My wife, went to school to be a mortician. We are morbid people. And I'm always like, if I die on my bike, definitely be like, she died fucking happy, I might have been terrified for a second before I died, but yeah, I know. And in Massachusetts, you can only ride a bike for 5 days. It's either freezing, snowing, or just disgusting here, I mean,
right.
My friend lived in Seattle, had a bike, and she rode it all the time, but there was the rain situation,
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of that here. We have fairly similar climates, I guess. Well, no, not really. You guys are way colder than we are.
And it's way cleaner there. You guys are so clean. And we are filthy, dirty, disgusting. Massachusetts is so dirty, Stevie.
Is it really?
It's disgusting. I don't know what our trash issue is, but it's so depressing when I go other places and when I do my infrequent traveling, and I'm like, oh, it's so clean here. That's the first thing I notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so the cities they're not like that anymore. The cities are absolute, like Portland and Seattle have always been in competition with each other.
Yeah.
Right now they're fighting for who's the more disgusting city, and it's pretty sad, but and Portland's kind of winning that race, but yeah, Seattle has gone to shit. But yeah, like you drive down the I-5 corridor and you're just like, ugh. It gets yeah, it's changed a lot over the last, I'd say, definitely over the last 5 years, but really over the last, like, I don't know what happened with the pandemic, but that's just, yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's such a bummer because I'd say I was there like 20 years. It's been a while, like 20, 25 years ago. And I thought Seattle was just so beautiful.
It's a different city than it was 20 years ago. So I've grown up in Washington for the most of my adult life. Born in North Carolina, lived in Pennsylvania until I was like 7, then moved over here. I'm 43 now, so 30 plus years I lived here. Seattle is not, it was like a gorgeous city, and now like I'm like there's a pretty I don't know how many people know about the video outside of Seattle, but there's a video that I think it was put out last year called Seattle is Dying, that spotlights how disgusting the city has become. Now, as you go farther out of the outskirts, it's not like that as much, but yeah, the city around here is just not, it's not what it used to. Yeah. That's also why, like, I definitely, I avoid the city now. Like, I like to stay my, I stay out in the wilderness where there's no people now.
Right. I'm kind of like in that situation where, we're at that age where our parents are all dying, and like my dad died, and I kind of moved back home, like closer to my mom and my siblings, and it's like I'm here probably until, I hate to say it, until she passes away, and then maybe I would love to go to Vermont. I would love it. I feel like I would thrive as a person there. Because this stuff is so ugly. I can't even handle it anymore. And there's the drugs.
Yeah. That's one of the big things over here too.
Oh, it's bad.
Ninja, I did see your comment, and so I saw your newest comment. So yes, I can never remember how to pronounce these. It's Osage. I always say Osage or Osagi. It's Osage. And yes, I said he hand makes these. Yes, he does use power tools to help put these in. To me, though, that's still making them by hand. So sorry, just to clarify that for you there, Ninja.
I love it.
Work with your hands; it's hands made, even if you have a tool helping you, in my opinion. So, but I just saw your most recent comment, Ninja, so that's why I highlighted that there. But I like the East Coast and the New England area. I've been back there a few times as a kid. It's always different, when you talk to someone that lives in that particular spot, right? You're like, oh, I'd love to live there. Then the people that live there are like, don't. It's horrible.
This place sucks.
Yeah, everybody says that. But I am looking forward to um, getting out to Atlanta this summer. Although it's going to be, it's going to be in June, so the South weather is. I'm not. I don't like humidity.
Yeah.
And I've never done well like having a beard in the
Yes.
humidity. Ugh, so I'm gonna have
Oh
to
yeah.
deal with that. But definitely
Ooh.
looking. I live in my upper left corner, and I don't travel outside of that much. Um, and so I'm excited to finally, like, I've never done a cross country trip
Right.
before. I've never driven across the country, so that's what I'm really excited about.
Right.
Is so where I'm going from Washington, picking up our buddy Snuzz. Somewhere he'll be. I literally have a GPS tracker for him. Like, he doesn't know where he's going to be, so wherever we'll link up wherever he is at that time.
Unbelievable.
And then driving into Arizona to meet up with our friends Matisfaction and Cue Ball. And then, well, look, there he is right there. I've been living in the Square State my whole life. Jax Lungs is from Oklahoma. So we're driving from Arizona to Oklahoma and meeting up with Jax, staying the night there, going out to dinner with Jax, and then continuing on to Atlanta. And so that'll be my first time seeing that part of the country.
Right. That's going to be a cool trip.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty awesome. Looking forward to that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Gene is from Maine.
Maine is awesome. I'm always in Maine. I love Maine. I consider New England to all be Massachusetts.
Right.
But my best friend lives in Maine, and I drive up there, and it's like a hop, skip, and a jump. Maine rules.
Well, that's one of the things I do like about I guess the New England-ish area. Like, my buddy lives in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, but he works in all, like, he's like, in any given day I'm in like 3 or 4 different states,
Yes,
with his drive time, so here, you have to drive, I have to drive 4+ hours to get out of the state. Well, I know, yeah, well, Portland, Oregon's about 3 hours, so I guess I'm about 3 hours.
Wow.
Oh, good. Stevie, it shouldn't be too horrible until June. So I will survive. I've been back to Atlanta though. The company that I work for is based in Atlanta. I still think it's funny that you thought I was a plumber to the stars.
Okay. I swear to God that someone told me that you were like, okay, I have this whole crazy thing about you, that you were like, you worked on movie sets, and that then when that whole Alec Baldwin, remember that, the shooting, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Stevie Wonder Woman works on movies.
What?
On movie
that's so funny.
He probably knows Alec Baldwin. But I create like whole universes.
Oh,
that
that's
don't
hilarious.
Even
No, I have to. I wish I was that. No, that's funny.
I know.
But no, the company I work for is based in Atlanta, so every once in a while I have to go back there, and it's always during the summer. And that, like, I've been to Alabama, Georgia in August-ish area, and oh boy, is it, or even like Florida. Like, here it'll get hot, but if you go into the shade, you're like, relief. Down in that area, you go into the shade and it's still like, haha, fuck you.
Oh my God.
It's where you're still going to be sweating, you fat
It's
fuck.
so oppressive.
Yeah,
I can't handle. I lose my shit in the summer. I've become the most miserable human being on the planet.
Oh yeah, I don't do well with that kind of heat. I mean, that's why I finally went bald. So I had hair up until last July. I mean, look, I've been losing my hair for quite some time, but we got a heat wave in Western Washington where it got like 110 degrees for like
Oh,
3 days in a row. And we because we don't get that kind of weather, we don't have air conditioning up in here. I mean, some people do, but I don't have air conditioning. And we got so miserably hot. For one, I wanted to go stay in a hotel, but so did everyone else. So every hotel was booked.
yeah.
And we were sitting out in our little kiddie pool in the backyard trying to stay as cool as possible. And I just got so nuts that I was like, if this can bring me a half a degree of coolness, I just went in and just started shaving my head. Um, but yeah, I didn't. Uh, Houston to Midland is a fun drive. Copperlight Steve says that's another place, Houston, that I went in the summertime. We were going to Mexico and stopped in Houston. Had a layover at the Houston airport, and we went outside for just a split second and was like, nope. Turned right back around and went right back inside.
No, not happening.
Oh, we've Thomas, we have factored all that in. So actually I'm staying in a big house, an Airbnb with everybody. So and that it ended up being really cheap for that. So yeah, gas is going to be probably the biggest one now that we didn't plan for. For sure, we weren't planning on gas being, the price that it is now. But it's also more about the adventure. So
Yeah.
Oh, Sinister disagrees. No, Steve, Midland from anywhere is not a fun drive. I don't know much about Texas. Jason, my mom called. Now I'm going to need a detailed rundown of everything I missed in the last 12 minutes. I've already forgotten what the hell we were talking about 5 minutes ago. So sorry.
It wasn't anything earth shattering.
Stevie is a professional pipe player. No, I'm still very amateurish, even at 43. um Said Stevie Seagal. I've been called Steven Seagal quite a bit. That's funny. Some of the women here in Missouri have better beards than Stevie. That's right. Gene grew up in Maine and now he's there in Missouri. Oh, that's funny. Oh, hey, Mateo's popped in. What's going on? Mateo is I don't know if you've seen a lot of our posts. Mateo makes do you like spicy?
Me?
Yeah, do you like spicy? Like
I have a hard time with it.
okay. I was gonna say I'll send you some, but he makes spicy beef jerky. Yeah, it's the best. If you like beef jerky, it's good, but it's spicy. So if you don't do spicy, it might not be good for you. But he's our resident jerky maker.
Jerky maker. My
Yep.
wife would love it. I
Yeah.
am allergic to meat.
Oh, are you? You know
Yeah.
what? Actually, now that you say that, I think I remember you saying something about that.
I have like if I ever when I tell people what my dietary limitations are, they're always like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I get like the
Right.
most incredible sympathy out of my inability to eat most food.
That's
I
right. I
should
remember
be
you
really
said
skinny, you know?
you mentioned something about that in one of your stories the other day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Because it's kind of a huge part of my life. I mean, I have to. I got food. I got served gluten the other day, and
That's what it was. That's what it was.
I
Yeah.
was out of work for days, sick.
Yeah.
So it sucks. That's all I have to say about it.
Oh, we got I know how those like allergies and stuff can be real. we had a friend that got like really, really, really sick. She got jaundice and was like hospitalized and everything. And it turned out it was a gluten allergy.
Food.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a total gluten allergy that like put her on like death's bed, you
It's
know?
unbelievable. I know. I didn't know I had celiac for like the first 25, 30 years of my life. And I actually just had it confirmed a couple of weeks ago. I've been gluten-free for like 10, 15 years, but you know, it's a pain in the ass, and it like it bums everybody out, because it's like,
Well,
I
that's
made
the last thing.
cupcakes, and I'm
Right.
like, oh man,
Yeah.
I wanted to
Hey,
show you this Miguron.
please do. Hold on. Let me give you your own. I'll give you your own screen to show that off.
This is, I don't know how to get there. This is the new Miguron I just picked up from my friend Charlie. That was a terrible flip. It's a front flipper.
Okay.
But their action is fabulous, Miguron. And see that grind?
Yeah.
Let me show you. So this is, I also love the Wii Scorpio. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
sort of that similar, they're really similar size too, actually, now that I'm sort of looking at them. But I love that.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
In Miguron, they're like hard to get your hands on, but then they're floating around, but AliExpress and all that stuff.
Right.
I don't even understand how AliExpress works, but I tend to find these Migurons either through Bear or on the buy sell trade markets on Facebook. And
Right.
every one I've had has been like perfect.
Right.
So I know nothing about the heat treatment. I know nothing. Oh, this is what, so heat treatment gets talked about a lot, and it's
Sure.
not something I pay attention to. It's too much for my brain. And I was reading a guy who does he like measures the heat treatment. I don't know how any of this works. And he wrote a post that his YouTube statistics said 0% women had watched his video. It was like 100% male, 0% female. And he was talking on Instagram about how weird that was. And then this is sort of the thing that kind of like gets me nuts about Instagram, is that the entire conversation then just went on to be like a conversation about like so insulting to women that like I might as well, I felt like I should have been fucking barefoot and pregnant. And and I said it, meanwhile all these women are on there saying,
Right.
no, I'm here. I watched your video. I'm here. And we're screaming at the sky to like recognize that there's 20 women
tone deaf though, huh?
Didn't hear a word we said. It just fell away. And I was like, man, we've been insulted through this whole conversation, and here we are just trying to be like, look at me, it sucks.
I mean, it's still out there. I mean, look, I'm in a pretty big chat group with a bunch of dudes, and it came up, and I was really actually pleasantly surprised that it was unanimous that all of us were even like, that whole mentality has to go.
It's gotta
Like
go.
it's dumb.
And
Again,
it's
we
boring.
want more. Yes. The whole I don't know, I guess being manly is a put down to being feminine, or feminine can't be manly, or
right.
just any of that. I don't know. I mean, I'll take the stand. I think it's bullshit. And if that's the,
Yeah.
I'm all for, look, feel free to think however you want and be whatever you want. But when it comes to that type of stuff, get with the times, idiots. You know, that's
I
just the way I
know.
look at it. And
I know.
you know, I mean, I guess that's easy for me to say, you know, not being the one affected by it. But I mean, I think it's dumb. It's
Yeah.
really dumb.
It was sad to see us like vying for attention, you know? And you know, women, you know, on there, and I was on there, and it just was like, what the fuck? Let's
Yeah.
move along, you know, and you go back to our little group chats or whatever.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like
Yeah. Look, I
every
mean, Jack's Long saw it too. You know.
oh yeah, it was like terrible, that post. And you know, I might not have watched that guy's video because it was kind of boring to me, but you know, we are here and we love our goddamn knives, you know?
Yeah.
So I, I don't know. I also enjoy the company of all kinds of people.
Yeah.
You know, I understand, like I belong to a couple of different knife pass around groups that are
Uh huh.
so cool.
Yep.
And it's all guys and me. And they do their guy talk in the whole chat.
Uh huh.
And I just ignore it. And then every once in a while I'll stick something in. But I get guys wanting a guy space, and I get women
Sure.
wanting a women's space. But when it comes to conversation, I want to talk to everybody. You
Right.
know,
Right.
how boring. I don't mean that guys are boring. I mean, I'm
No, no,
just
no. I
like,
know what you mean.
we add a little jazz in there, you know?
Right. Right. No, I totally know what you mean there. By the way, I just saw I highlighted the wrong comment. Chris Wolf is in the house. So someone was talking about my glorious beard.
Your
Uh
beard.
where where is so there's two people in the live chat right now that I actually have complete beard envy of, and that's Chris
Oh,
Wolf. I wish, Chris, I could make your picture bigger. Chris Wolf has a glorious, glorious beard, and then my brother Jason Brown also has. Again, I have beard crushes on those two men.
oh
Complete
man.
beard crushes on those men.
I have a beard crush on you, so I'm gonna have to look. The first guy there, I loved his beard. I have beard envy. Oh
Yeah, Chris
man,
Chris Brown is his is long and he braids it,
beautiful.
and then Jason's got that you know, I say this endearing my brother. He's got the wizard beard.
Oh, it's
You know, it's
awesome.
just it's glorious and it's full and I love it.
It's awesome. Your beard is beautiful. Do you use beard products?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm yeah. I understand what a lot of women have been going through for years now, having to get ready and do their hair and all that. Yeah. So in order for me to keep a beard, I have to have a well-groomed beard. It's actually in my stupid employee handbook. And so I was like, well, I want a beard, so I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I have a whole routine. I use, you know, beard oils and beard
Good.
balms and
Yep.
actually I'll give you guys a little a hint. I'm actually going to start putting out my own beard oil here. So very soon. I got some samples that are going to be going out to some people here in the mail next week. Actually, Chris Wolf, I need to talk to you, see if you're interested in that. Yeah, I finally decided to start making something, and I've been messing around with different stuff. I think I got a good one, and it's going to be like all like the products that I'm using are like all vegan, all
Yep.
non-GMO, all made in the United States, like super nice stuff. And I found what I think is going to be awesome, so I figured why not have some said Stevie beard oil.
I think
So
this is a
uh,
brilliant endeavor.
yeah,
Good for
I
you.
I'm very interested to see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not expecting to quit my day job by any means, but um oh, so I actually now that I'm looking here, there was I guess a lot of people noticed that that post that you were talking about. Someone said that he had deleted it. apparently, because there's a bunch of shit going on. But I think, again, I very absolutely true, Sinister. Yes, you got freedom of speech, but like I was saying earlier, but if you're an asshole, you're gonna get called out for being an asshole, man.
Right.
For sure. And then Ethan says, yeah, he actually left it up at my request for a little bit because I was trying to get some accountability for the comments. But when that asshat got particularly nasty, we agreed to kill the post. Okay. Yeah, I didn't I've been kind of absent from it, so I didn't see what it is, but I would say yeah, that stuff's lame as fuck, man.
Lame. Wicked lame.
Jason says I call it a homeless beard. Yes, Jax. I say once again, someday I shall be a real man and have a beard like Jason. Jake, you got a pretty good beard. You got nothing to be worried about there, brother. You use Duke Cannon, huh, Sinister? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Duke Cannon.
There's one beard company that I feel like, Rockin' the Beard. I can't remember what it's called, but for some reason I follow them and they seem to have beautiful beard models.
Yeah, I didn't so I mean I've had facial hair since I was like fucking 14 is when I started shaving. But I've always had facial hair. It wasn't until I don't know the last 3 years that I've decided to really grow it out. This isn't even the longest I've had it. 2 years ago, it was even longer. Than I chopped it a little bit. It's amazing though when you have a beard, how many people want to talk about your beard.
Yeah.
I literally get people, and this is what creeps me out. I've been at like a barbecue or something, and people think they know you well enough, and they're like, "Oh, let me." And I'm like, first off, get your greasy ass chicken fingers, chicken grease fingers off my beard, and two, don't like. I would never go up to someone and like start touching
Pat
their
them.
face. Yes, so. But people always want to be like, "Oh, I'm like, dude, don't touch my face."
That's nasty, Stevie. Oh my God.
It is.
Those people take their shoes off at the library. Those people.
Those are those people.
Those are those people.
Oh man. Yeah. That's hilarious though. I mean, Stevie Wonder serum.
That's a good one. I like that.
Y'all need to stop it with your beard. I have to keep mine short due to work. Y'all are making me jealous. Yeah, it's nice to be able to finally be free and have have just let it grow. I really started this because I was lazy more than anything. Shaving is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I can't even imagine what a pain in the ass that is.
Yeah. But then it presents its own issues as well. So crap, see how easy conversation go. We've been talking for 2 hours already.
I know seems crazy to me. I just looked up at the corner and just realized it's crazy. And we barely
it goes quick, right? It goes quick. Yeah. We should do we got 39 people in here. We should do the giveaway.
Sure.
So how do we want to do this tonight? So most people will do the we pick a number and then people guess, and if somebody guesses it, then we give they win. I also like doing my random, let's just keep it simple and do the number guessing. Last time I did this though, Mary Ellen, I accidentally flashed the number on screen and didn't know it. So I gotta not fuck this one up. So
don't fuck this up.
So all right, people, we are going to get ready to do a giveaway here. I'm gonna. I always forget to go over the rules. So we're gonna do the number game. It's gonna be one guess per person. No duplicate accounts either. No, don't do that. Don't go logging into multiple accounts to try to get your multiple guesses in. I will ship to the so here's the other thing that has happened before, and it's happened to me. I say, oh, I'll ship anywhere, and then some dude from Malaysia won, like some random dude, and I had to spend a shit ton of money to ship him like $8 worth of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, I'll ship to the United States unless if you have a proxy or something, you know. So Michael Morgan, if you're still around, any of our Canadian brothers, if you got a proxy, I'll obviously ship to them. And then yeah, it's going to be one guess per person. Don't start guessing yet either, assholes, like you guys always do. Just because I said giveaway. So just a quick recap. It's going to be for the Kaiser LAN. This is in green micarta. I don't know if it's picking it up well. This is a fabulous knife. You can actually, it's got the fuller on it, and you can actually middle finger flick it from the fuller back flipper there. So it'll be that. And then, of course, we have the Rough Rider Baby B and the awesome Lancelot leather slip to go with it, as well as a shit ton of stickers. So I will, and you can help me out a little bit here. So do you see up at the top in the comments, there is a private chat? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, well, now I can't get to it. What happened here? Okay, here we go. Nope. Comments. Why can't I get to the private chat now? As soon as I said that, like something. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I'm going to put the number in the private chat. All right, I'll also write down the range so you guys know. We will do 100 to how many people are in here? Oh, it's gone up a little bit to 41. I'll do 100 to 250 is going to be the spread. And I'm going to put it in the private chat right now. That is private. All right, so when I put up go in the comments, not until go, that's when you guys can start guessing. So again, one guess per person. I will ship to the United States. And it's going to be, if nobody guesses it, it'll be the closest without getting going over. If more than people guess, then we will have a knife off, and it'll be just between then. So, oh, thank you, Grumpy. Thank you, Grumpy. Yes, appreciate that. That's exactly what's going on here. So, Grumpy, you want to do you know if you don't know Grumpy Grunt's awesome. He's got a phenomenal channel. He's actually the one. Where did it go here? Where did it go? Oh, here is Grumpy is finally the one that finally helped me achieve one of my knife goals and got the Roxy 4.
Oh, I just got that.
It's amazing, right? It's amazing.
I've been looking for it for so long. It's incredible.
So Grumpy, do you want to help me out? And you want to put up the go? So as soon as Grumpy says go, or if anyone here, I don't want to put you on the spot. With one of the mods, you want to put up the go, I will flash the number spread and you guys can start guessing. I wish you could talk back to me easily. So number range again is going to be between 100 and 250. And waiting for the go. Start. So start guessing. So did you see it in the private chat there, my number?
I see your number, yep.
Okay. So you can help me look out for These actually will start flying by. So keep an eye out for someone to guess it. I'm gonna write down at least close ones. No one yet. No one yet. No one yet. In the meantime, again, time got away from us. Brandon, did you still want to hop on? If you want to hop on, Thrasher, I will give you the I'll send you the link.
You got someone real close on there.
They are Stevie, do not talk about well, here, I'll actually, while this is going on, Thrasher, I'm going to, if you want to hop on, I'm going to send you the link, bruh. Or anybody else for that matter. If anybody else wants to hop on and join, I can't stay on for too much longer, but I will absolutely send the link out. All right. Looks like the guesses are starting to trickle down. No one has guessed it yet, surprisingly. We got some good guesses. We definitely got some good guesses, but no one has gotten it yet.
Nope.
I think that they are starting to trickle down, so I'm going to give it, we'll give it another minute or so, and then we can throw up the stop, and then we will announce the person that has come close at least. Holy moly, I just opened up my my Instagram messages and I got 1,000 emails. Well, that always happens, I guess, while the live streams go on. So I don't see any more people guessing, so let's go ahead and put up the stop sign, and I will do that there. Stop. No more guesses. All right. So the number was 119, and I didn't see any 119s, but I didn't see any 118s, but I did see a 117.
And look who it is.
It's, of all people, it's Thomas. So Thomas, awesome. Thank you for playing along. Hit me up on Instagram, send me your info, or you can send me an email. I'll put that into the chat here real quick. One of the nice things about changing the name of my channel is it's a lot easier to spell out.
Absolutely.
A lot easier to spell out. So congratulations, dude. You got yourself the Kaiserland, the Rough Rider Baby B. Too much stuff going on here. And the Lancelot leather pouch to go with it. And a bunch of stickers too. So appreciate that you hanging out, and you've been here the whole time. So
hey, Tom,
awesome.
Remember your friend who's a beekeeper here when you get that baby bee in the mail. If you wanted to send it my way to check out, I wouldn't mind.
Hey, Pocket Metal, what are you doing? You want to hop on? I will gladly. Pocket Metal, I just sent you the link as well if you want to hop on. Mateo says, read my last comment. Stevie, you just said Stevie. Of course I did. My bad. It said Stevie at gmail.com. Sorry about that, folks. I think y'all have come to expect me to be a big freaking knucklehead anyway. Jared White, I didn't realize that you were on here. Budgeteer Blades in the house. What you guys, do you have normal plans? Do you do things as a family on Sundays? Do you guys have your Sunday rituals or anything coming
We
up tomorrow?
sort of do. Yeah, sort of. We work opposite schedules pretty much. So Sunday is our one day where we're together. And so we do the dreaded task of fucking grocery shopping.
Ah.
I hate it. But we have to do it. My wife's a hairdresser. And she also does a lot of hair on Sundays. Like my family's always needing a hair. Everybody's always needing a haircut. So she's in high demand on her days off. But my daughter's 17. She doesn't,
Yeah.
She's doing her own jam.
Yeah.
Oh,
here we go. We got ourselves another guest.
Who we got?
Everybody get ready and welcome to the show. We got ourselves another guest.
Who we got?
Hello.
Everybody get Pocket Metal, you got to mute yourself.
Welcome
to the show. We got ourselves another guest.
Sorry about that. My bad, I forgot.
It's all good. Welcome, my brother.
Hi, Stevie. Hello,
No,
Stabby.
Pocket Metal.
Pocket Metal, Stabby, have you
Nice,
guys,
nice.
Are you aware of
A
each other?
little bit on the Instagrams.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that her tattoos, and I sent a link to some toys that she might like.
Yes.
And...
I need to get back to you.
Yeah, I mean he's the absolute right person to talk to about all that stuff.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite places to buy stuff. Super 7, them and Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh.
And yeah, I don't even know if you saw. I think when I sent you the link for them, there was actually one that might not have shown up from the creature from the Black Lagoon that for whatever reason wasn't in that set, but they had like a cool version that's like boxed, and they made like a thin and a thick version. And I think that was due to maybe in the movies he was actually a little bit bigger because a person had to wear the suit.
Right.
So they made like 2 versions of the toy, which is pretty cool. And then they had some glow in the dark versions, which were pretty awesome too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't have, even though the creature Gilman is one of my favorites, I don't have a ton of Creature from the Black Lagoon toys around here. Like I go to the antique toy shows in Mass, and there's not much to choose from. I am able to get a lot of Godzilla stuff, but Gilman, he's scarce, so I have to do most of my buying of his stuff online. So I really appreciate that link.
Yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff like that. They have Frankenstein's monster, Bride of Frankenstein on there. They do Nosferatu. I see they had like a grayscale Nosferatu, which was really awesome. And they had I see the poster up there. So that's why I was mentioning the things that I saw but yeah. So they do a lot of stuff like that. They do stuff like that, and then they do like more. These are just some of the ones that are sitting on my desk that are just like kind of like art toys.
Oh yeah.
So these are just different people that this guy over here. Are these both killer bootlegs? Yeah. So these are no, this one's not. But this one's killer bootlegs. And they do a bunch of variants of this. I have a glow in the dark one. They did a version where it's just based off of a pair of Jordans. The color scheme.
I saw that actually.
And so, yeah, they do all kinds of fun stuff. But these are just as crazy as, knife drops, where I would set reminders. Like they would tell you when the drop was going to happen. And so I'd set my reminder and then quick jump in there and try to buy, the 2 limit that you could get. And, the next day on eBay, they're going for like 5 times what you paid for.
Can you believe we do this stuff?
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
As adults, even.
As adults.
Well, that's my what I always use as my excuse is that when I was a kid, my mom would always make me and my brother, like, before Christmas, we'd have a yard sale, and she's like, if you guys want toys for Christmas, you got to get, clean out some space. And so I lost so many things that I loved because of that. And it's just like, looking back on it. So now I hoard toys.
See, I'm with you.
And as I saw earlier, Forrest was talking about people giving him a strange look when he was in the fabric store. You should see me going into toy stores.
Oh my
right.
God.
Like when Toys R Us was still around. I look like a creepy pedophile, and they're trying to buy Star Wars toys.
I know. I still, every time I go into Target, I go into the toy aisle. I just do.
Same thing here. Same thing. You never know what you're going to find. Sometimes it's not worth a shit, but every once in a while you'll find something that you didn't think you're actually going to be able to grab.
Absolutely.
And so I can't help it. So and even more recently, do I have any of them out? I have some of them, but they're kind of hidden. Walmart, for whatever reason, was the one that was getting all of the Masters of the Universes. They started remaking them, and they were like almost basically like identical to the originals. Can you hear me or no? I guess not. But I have the 2 cats, Panthera and Battle Cat back there, and then way up top there, I don't even know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. Up top, you can see Sorceress up in the top there by the Thundercat. So we got a crap ton of those when they came out. And you can kind of see the packages back by the guitar over there. There's some more Masters.
Dude, I'm telling you, you got to make the drive up and come up to Bobacon.
We're going to. We're going to. I just know that when I do, it's gonna
right. It's gonna hit you right in the.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a place in Tacoma. Let me see if I can zoom it up at the very top, touching the ceiling. You can see She-Ra up there.
Yeah,
and that is, I think, from trying to remember what year it is. It's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So that box cost $200 when we went, and that was just like, a random. We were going to get pizza, and there's a toy store across the street when we were in Tacoma one day, and I end up buying that, and then I end up getting, the Wicket up there, the giant exclusive from Target Wicket Pop, one of the big ones. Got that. Got a few other things. You drop $300 in a toy store that you weren't even expected to go to one day. And it's like, so when I looked at the picture of that place, I was like, man, that's going to cost me a not going to get out of there cheap.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's got to be in a month where I don't, end up with 3 of these things.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Pocket Metal done got himself all the toenail clippers.
No, there's 5. But
right, because they got the red jig bone coming out.
I got the ebony like you did. Then they had the white smooth bone, which is what they called ivory. So there's ebony and ivory in the beginning. So you had to get the set because that's hilarious. And then they came out with this Cocobolo in the different shield. And, it's just, I love the swedge on there and the long pool. So this one was my favorite. And once I saw this guy, I was like, the other 2, when I saw what they were coming out with, I was like, this is always going to be my favorite one. Yeah. So I'm just not even going to get the other ones. But it's very tempting to get the whole set. And that's where it gets tricky when they do stuff like that. But I did get this guy in today, and I was happy about that. So.
And then you sent me, you told me about how these things will go crazy on the secondary, and then you sent me the links to all the
Yeah,
ones on
about
eBay.
400 now.
Yeah, these things are already going for like $400, man. I had no clue. But
wow,
it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, one of the Barlows that I had got recently, the 77 Barlows, those things are going, I think, 400 and up, and I've seen them go for like almost $600, depending upon if you got like they did the 2 regular releases, and then they did the special factory order, which is kind of like a dealer exclusive.
yeah,
And those 2 are the ones, and I got the stag on that one. Those 2 are going for crazy money on the secondary. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's why I told Stacy, I was, it's one of the reasons I got this guy, which is stupid. It's like you buy a knife because you have another knife that maybe you don't want to carry every day. So you spend more money
right
on another knife just because I wanted to have, some sort of stag Barlow thing that I was going to carry and use every day. So, you spend more money to get another one, because once I saw what they're going for, I knew they were expensive, but when I saw people were spending like $600 on them, I was like, maybe I shouldn't just be throwing that in my jean pocket, like, every day.
Right.
Just because, whatever. I'll still carry it, but maybe not as often.
You
But
see
yes,
this?
I got this thing, and
You see this comment here from G-Ball Pocket Metal? Do you carry your slip joint knives that are in a slip tip up or tip down?
All right, so that's the reason for this is I use slips, obviously, for 99% of them. And with these guys, and lately I've been carrying a lot of these coffin slips that I had made, but I'm going to be getting some more leather from Joe here, Lancelot. I do it tip up, pivot down, and that's to keep gunk from getting in your pivot.
Yeah.
So if it's the other way around, then pocket lint and shit is gonna get up in there.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you can clean it out, but just for the sake. Plus, I don't want the metal getting all beat up. On this one, it's either end. You don't want the stag getting jacked up or the bolsters. But I still go.
How do you, being that you can't disassemble these to clean them, do you just use compressed air?
No, I don't even do that.
No?
Depending upon how bad it is, I can hold it under the sink for a while. Okay. Now it's carbon steel,
right?
So you want to make sure it's good and dry.
Dry
it's 1095 carbon on GECs, so just run it under the sink for a while, dry it up, and then use whatever. I was always laughing at people in there, talking about which kind of lubes and stuff they use. Like I said, I watched an old dude talking about slip joints, and he's like, just use olive oil, and then it's food safe. And that's all I've done ever since. It's not going to mess anything up. You can just, crumb a bunch in there and then wipe off the extra, and it's good to go.
So I did record my unboxing of this last night. It's going to come out in a couple days. Yeah. And I said, I know that Pocket Metal is going to scream at me. I don't know how many
you keep
times.
Calling it a modern traditional. And just a traditional.
I don't know why that's stuck in my head, but you'll hear me say that in my video. Like, I'm so new to these.
Like those Jack Wolf knives and the Ohio River Jack that's coming out. That's more of the modern traditional, when it's like held together with screws or has titanium. This is still done the same way that they've been making pocket knives over 100 years. So it's nothing. It's made modern times, but in the old way, and it still looks like an old knife. The ones that are like I said, like the titanium and stuff, I don't have anything sitting on my desk right now. I've got oh wait, you know what? Of course I have one in my pocket. The one that Cue Ball gave me is the Tucson, and that's bone, but it's over a titanium frame, and it has an M390 blade. So definitely things that weren't, and then it's held together, and it's got the little Torx head bits and stuff like that. So yeah, this is constitutes as your modern style traditional, and that is of course in the Lancelot slip.
Hey, real quick, Tommy, you said you sent me an message on Instagram. Just so you know, I haven't gotten that yet. So, or did you say you emailed me? I already forget. Either way, I'll make sure that we get in touch with each other. Um. So, do you have your next knife purchase lined up, Mary Ellen? Do you know what you're on, or is it you don't even know yet?
I don't
Or is there
know.
something that you do have your sight set on?
I don't know. I'm kind of at like a crossroads right now, which is weird because I'm almost feel like I
Gosh.
always know, but
Yeah.
no, I don't know. I need somebody to this. So this was the knife I'd been hunting for
Yeah.
how long, right? And I just got it, and the guy I got it from just took very good care of it and put an amazing edge on it. And that's what I've been wanting was this knife. And I feel like, okay, I got it. Now what? You know? So I went out, and you know what I did is I started going back, and I buy also brass vintage bulldogs.
Okay.
And so I went and started looking at bulldogs to collect, and then I just got one in the mail yesterday. So
nice.
sometimes I need to switch it around, you know.
I hear you. We buy a lot of this random squirrel stuff.
Yeah.
We've raised several squirrels, and so in the kitchen we have like a squirrel teapot, squirrel salt and check. Let's see if I can say this word: salt and pepper shakers. There we go. Got that one out. For some reason that was hard. And just a bunch of random stuff like that in the house. So there's little squirrel figurines all over the place, and you know we're the crazy squirrel people in the neighborhood. That we have like everyone else will be walking their dogs by the front yard, and they're like, look at all them squirrels. There's like 30 of them just running amok in the front yard because we feed.
That's amazing. It's like my dream come true.
When are you gonna post footage of Buttercup and everything? He has essentially in his own wild pet squirrel named Buttercup.
Yeah. So our neighbor found her
some
on the sidewalk, and we had to bottle feed her and raise her because couldn't find where the nest was. It was in the middle of a city. So when we moved out here, we wanted to find a place with a lot of trees, and we helped her rehabilitate to outdoors. And now she visits us pretty much every day. We'll just stand on the porch and call for her, and she'll come running towards us and have her little bowl of nuts that we give to her, and she sits there and eats with us. And
oh my God, I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, she's super sweet.
Oh my God.
When are your prairie dogs arriving?
This month, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're getting our new prairie dogs. We had a little girl prairie dog, and we had her for I think roughly 10 years. And luckily, the prairie dog expert in America, and I think possibly everywhere, lives possibly up by Stevie, somewhere north of Seattle.
Yeah.
And so my wife became friends with her on Facebook and would talk to her about, food and this and that. She helped us find a good vet and helped us through all, everything that happened with her. And just recently, she passed. She was old, and we did everything we could, medically, that was possible for her. And so shortly thereafter, the lady's name's Gina. She contacted us and said that they were going to be doing. She works with people that find them new homes. So whenever they're going to destroy a colony to put in a housing development or whatever, they go in as fast as they can and try to catch as many of the prairie dogs and then relocate them. But if there's babies, they don't like to relocate them because they don't think that they're going to maybe take as well, and they might not get back with their family. And so they need to find people like us who have raised prairie dogs to take care of them. So that's she helps with that, and she contacted us and wanted us to see if we're ready to take on, a couple little babies again. And we told her absolutely. And she's going to send us some little girls. And so as soon as they get shipped up to Washington, then she'll keep them for a while, and we'll go pick them up when she's got them good and ready. But she always keeps them for a couple weeks to make sure that they're, doing okay.
I wouldn't know what a prairie dog looked like if it was
they're adorable.
next to me.
Prairie dogs are adorable. I don't have any pictures. I'll send you some pictures.
I'll be Googling it.
They're so sweet. So what's awesome about prairie dogs is they're so social. We lived in an apartment and we weren't supposed to have her. You could have like cats, but you weren't supposed to have, like wild animals or whatever the exotics and stuff. But they're super smart. And when we would pull our car in downstairs, she would know that was our car, and she would go, "Wee-hoo!" And that's like a greeting that they do. So you could hear it in the parking lot, and our neighbors sometimes would be outside and they'd be like, "What's that noise?"
That's incredible.
Cat's got a play toy, but she would do it like every time we came home. She, loves to, play with the cats, play with us. She's, smile at you. She loves to get hugs and stuff. She would sleep with us. Just a super, super amazing little pets.
Wow, what a cool animal.
Just like I would say, very similar to a dog, but she just doesn't play fetch.
Right.
She would play with the cats, chase the cats around the house.
Yeah.
And they took to her, great. They would all cuddle together and stuff. But yeah, other than that, just an amazing. She'd follow you around the house and stuff like that. Be held and petted, and they're super sweet. Absolutely, just love them.
What state are you in? Where do you live?
I'm in Washington.
You're in Washington
you're in Washington?
Yeah. I was originally from Florida, and we actually
makes so much sense.
Moved. I hated Florida. Moved from Florida with her, and she traveled, in our van just fine. She was a perfect travel companion. She didn't care whatsoever. She was awesome. She'd just sit in the back of the van in her little travel cage, eating stuff, and it was awesome.
I need to look into this whole prairie dog thing.
Oh, they're super fantastic. The boys, if you don't get them neutered, and if you have them with a female, can get a little possessive.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going with two
girls.
Two girls, yeah. Love the little girls. So
God.
It's we're super, super excited for them to come in. Can't wait. Our cats are probably gonna be like, "What the hell is this shit again?"
The fuck.
I mean, you should have a whole new channel also just dedicated to
for the. I'm definitely gonna have them, on the videos
featured.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. They're gonna help me do knife reviews. They probably test it. We would always say that they were testing things. They like run up to the side of a wall and just nibble on it a little bit just to see what it was. So that's the one thing. You cannot have them and give two shits about wood furniture or anything like that. They're going to test it out. So for us, it doesn't matter. Doesn't care. We can't. Our cats are already enough assholes that we can't like have nice couches or whatever because they just destroy the shit out of everything. But
we can't have nice things either.
Yeah, the cats make short work of anything that comes in the house when it comes to stuff like that. So the having our little prairie girl was, that mattered more to us than whether or not the bookshelf had chew marks on the bottom of it.
Oh yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
Gene says, "I like monkeys and turtles."
I don't even. It concerns me sometimes, Gene.
Sometimes. Yeah, I think everybody is gonna want to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make some videos with them for sure. They're they're hilarious. But yeah, you can on. I look at it a lot. It's hilarious. Like on my Instagram is like knives, and then I look at prairie dogs. So all my story suggestions are like prairie dogs or squirrels or stuff like that, which is hilarious. But yeah, they're funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh
no! I know, right?
It just kind of happened. Girlfriend's dad saw it on Craigslist, and her grandmother just passed away. My wife's grandmother passed away, and her name was Stella. It was a prairie dog named Stella, and he's like, "Oh, we should get the prairie dog because it's the same name." And we fell in love with it and brought it with us.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she was sweet.
Well, absolutely. I just got the text message that wrap it up. It's time to go. I forgot that. So the missus went to work, ended up getting called in on a late shift, and the kiddo every weekend it's something has to get picked up now. She goes out and makes plans. Then we think we have a free night, and then the plans change in the middle of the freaking night. Now I'm having to go pick up. That's like last weekend. I missed Pocket Metals live because I had to go pick people up. And
that was in the middle of the night.
It literally was. But I end up being the only parent that seems to be willing to shuffle the kids around. And so
same here.
Like last night, some of the guys know, I pick up my daughter and her 3 friends from roller skating and then bring them all to Taco Bell. And
I went and got Taco Bell today because of that video you made.
Which by the way, I had Taco Bell for the first time in like 2-3 years, and as tasty as it was, my body, I mean, look, I know I look like an Adonis, but I have been actually eating pretty clean as of late. My body does not like the Taco Bell.
No one's does.
No.
Yeah.
I went and got some nacho fries and one of those blue freezy things.
Oh yeah, that's what we ordered last night. I got this cherry something or other.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of cherry, but that blue one, it was calling me, so I tried it, and then I remembered I don't like to drink things that are overly sweet. But hey,
yeah, I don't either. But last night was a splurge.
Them fries, though, I'm just gonna go ahead and say them nacho fries.
Yeah,
that's the best fries going as far as I'm concerned. Fries with nacho cheese sauce, you can't go wrong.
I agree. Well, as you can see here, Stabby, you were very, very much people loved having you on.
It was so much fun.
I appreciate it. Again, we've been going back and forth for a while now, and it's nice to finally actually have an actual conversation. So,
absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Open invite, man. If you ever feel like you want to do this again, by all means, open invite.
Thank you.
And of course, Pocket Metal. Always an open invite to you as well. But yes, as everyone's saying, please do it again, whether it's with me or with someone else. Or I think, again, I appreciate what you bring to the table there, and it's it's fun, it's entertaining, and it's real, and it's very much appreciated. So that's it. I'm gonna have to figure out. So Thomas keeps saying that he has sent me messages. I'm not getting them, so maybe you're sending them to the wrong person. But
I know Tom, so
connect. Yeah. You can connect us one way or another. I don't think we're following each other or something.
Yeah, no worries. We'll get it to you, Tom.
Yep, absolutely. And appreciate all y'all hanging out. And again, we did almost 3 hours. That went by quick.
Thank you so much. Can I give one shout out?
Anything you want to do. The floor is yours.
My best friend, he doesn't know he's my best friend, Ethan, and Ethan from Trans EDC is trying to raise money for the trans community. So if you could go check out his page, he's got some amazing, he and Curtis have some amazing homemade leather goods that are so incredible. And they're just trying to raise money.
You know charity. What? Before we head off, I'm actually going to share my screen here. Did I share it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is absolutely. Oh, I didn't realize that we weren't following each other. So definitely looks like he's got a waffle going on. Is this new? Oh, this was only 3 hours ago. So definitely. I think that is a great cause. Absolutely. Supportive. I got to change the, whoa, no, what just happened there?
You hit the wrong button.
I hit the wrong button. There we go. I also think that this is a phenomenal cause. So, for sure, that's an excellent shout out. I encourage y'all to go check this out. So this is, I love that thing.
Oh, awesome. She's amazing. That carver, Yeti Rage.
Very nice.
Yeah,
that is. That's cool. I absolutely love that.
You got to follow her. She's incredible.
Done and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Scroll down. Let's see some more of that stuff.
She's even written. She has a book. Oh, she's amazing, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check out more of this for sure.
You're gonna love it.
Absolutely. Okay. Boom.
Oh no,
we got mushrooms now. Okay,
we got a little mushroom person.
All right. Well, this is awesome. Thank you for giving that shout out, and
absolutely,
definitely see what we can do there.
This is Jason Brown. Half those look like him.
Let's do like Jason Brown. There you go, Jax. So alrighty. Well, again, this was an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you coming on. We'll be talking again soon, I'm sure. And yep, to everyone out there, I appreciate you hanging out. And yeah, that's all, folks. We'll talk to you soon.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.